Welcome back to the studio. I am here with our 2024 50K champion and new course record holder, Klaire Rhodes. Klaire, welcome to the Champions Chair. How does it feel?
Thanks for having me. Very happy to be done. Very tired, but yeah, really happy with it.
So Klaire, you actually did this race last year for the first time. You did the 50K. You came in third place, actually behind Christina. How does it feel this year? What was your mindset going into this race? You know, you are somewhat familiar with the course after last year. Obviously, it was a little bit different this year since you did not summit last year. I'd love to hear about your mindset.
Yeah, I loved the race last year for sure. It was great to get some experience on the course. Coming into this year, this race really wasn't on my race schedule. I was planning on racing OCC in Chamonix a few weeks ago. I had a really tough day there, and so this was kind of my backup plan, for lack of a better word. But I actually got really excited to come back and do it, and I just went into it with a mindset that I was open to anything. I just knew I wanted to finish and feel good and proud of myself, whatever that looked like. And things just happened to line up, and I felt good today. So I'm really happy about that.
Well, feel good was clear because you just absolutely smashed the course record by 27 minutes. You ran 5 hours, 45 minutes, and 29 seconds. So that is the new course record for the Rep 50K. Was that actually on your radar at all today? Did you have any results in mind going into the race?
Not at all. Definitely not the course record. I actually had no idea what that even was. I knew my time from last year, but I ran a slightly different course where we didn't summit Lone Peak. So yeah, and in terms of place goals, again, I was just trying to go into it being ready for anything. I knew that the field was really strong, but I also felt like it was kind of anyone's race. There was a lot of strong ladies. So, yeah, of course, always want a podium, always want to win if possible, but I was just going to go out there and try to run my own race, and that's what I did. Certainly wasn't planning on leading from the start, but just kind of found myself there and ended up running scared all day and looking behind my shoulder, which led to some trips and falls. I know, I need to stop that. It's a really bad habit of mine. I cannot help myself.
We saw a little bit of that, and we were curious, did you ever see Jasmine charging up behind you?
Yeah, I could see Jasmine a lot all day. I could see her in the first 10 miles when you're kind of winding through the trees on the bike path or bike single track. And I would kind of try to keep an eye on what the split was. And then I could see her as we were climbing Lone Peak too. And it's just hard to know what the time gap really is when you're on that. And
so what went through your mind when you'd look back and see her there? What were you thinking?
Yeah, despite me constantly looking back, I did try to keep reminding myself to run my own race like I said I was going to. So I was like, well, that's fine. That's awesome. And I'm just going to keep up exactly what I'm doing. I didn't think at any given moment that I could do much more than what I was doing. So I just tried to focus on my effort in any given section of the course. And was just going to see where that took me.
Yeah. And so how do you feel like some of that course knowledge, since you were on, a bit of a different course, but still generally speaking, similar course this year to last year, how much do you think that course knowledge played into your strategy this year?
It was great to have some understanding of the course. I will say I kind of forgot some parts of the course and how long it actually took to get up to Headwater Ridge, I think, and some certain parts of the course. And then descending off of Lone Peak was entirely brand new to me, and that was quite interesting. That's an awesome ridge. I was thinking while I was out there, it'd be awesome to come and just do a training run on this trail because it's so beautiful and a really cool technical piece of trail. But yeah, it's intense, a lot of loose rock, and I was just trying to stay on my feet, which I failed to do a few times. If you saw me at the finish line, you saw that.
So we did see this huge sort of brown splotch on your shirt.
Yeah.
Did you slide on your stomach, or was that Coca-Cola?
No, I absolutely ate it after the last aid station.
Patty was right.
I was coming down a steep, soft bike trail, thankfully soft, but very steep. And I went to put my sunglasses on because it was getting sunny and just absolutely clipped a toe, fell flat on my stomach and kind of knocked out the wind out of me for a second. But
oh my gosh.
I rallied. I was okay, but I knew that it was ruining my finish line photos.
Honestly, I think it just added to them because
Thanks.
we were all like, oh my gosh, what happened here? I was pretty convinced it was Coca-Cola. So I'm glad we could clear that up. I was wrong. It indeed was a stomach slide. I'm glad you're okay. Where exactly was that again?
Just coming off of andesite.
Coming off of andesite.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we saw that there. So,
Yeah, I was worried the drone was over me and it caught me.
So when you hit andesite, what did you know that Jasmine was kind of close by? Were you like, okay, I gotta like really sprint it in here because she might be catching me? Did you have any sense at all that you were near the course record, or what was the motivation those last few miles? Because after that andesite climb, it's tough to stay motivated. So
Yeah.
what were you sort of thinking? What was the motivating factor for you at that point?
The course record was not in my mind at all because again, I didn't even know what it was. I was just planning on like a 6-ish hour finish, but I got to the top of andesite and I think it was maybe just over 5 hours, and I was thinking, I don't think this is going to take like a full hour, so that's cool to be under 6. I was excited about that. But again, I didn't know what the course record was. I asked a few people that I saw before starting the climb up to andesite if they had any splits, which usually I don't like to ask, but I was getting tired and I wanted to know how hard I had to push. And they said they thought about 4 minutes. So I didn't want to let myself get too comfortable. I really just kept going at the effort I was going at. And yeah, worked out. I kind of liked that last section actually after andesite until that final little mile where you have some climbing, but otherwise it's kind of fun.
Yeah. What is your favorite section of the course?
I mean, the high parts going up and down Lone Peak is super beautiful, but also like I was absolutely feeling the altitude there as a sea level girl. So I actually really liked the runnable sections today, which like maybe would surprise some people that know me, but like I was having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
with
coming from our reigning Mount Marathon champion, that is very surprising to hear.
I was really liking the cruisy runnable sections. That's like where I felt my best. Climbing was feeling like really tough. I feel like I hiked more than I expected, but yeah. So I liked the running today.
And how did your fueling go? What did you use? Did you follow the sort of plan that you had in place for that?
Yeah, fueling went well, which I was happy with because I've kind of struggled with that at altitude and with heat. So thankfully we only had one of those major variables today. But yeah, I tried to take in a gel every 30 minutes, and I think I drank a lot more than I normally have, which is huge for me. I think that was a big part of my problem at OCC. I got really dehydrated in the first few hours. So I tried to take in at least a bottle every hour with electrolytes. And yeah, thankfully the aid stations had Scratch, which we love, like plenty of aid stations, lovely people. So that was really helpful.
Awesome. Well, Klaire, you had an amazing day. So thank you for just, pushing the sport, pushing the time forward. It's going to be really fun to see other women come back and try to go under 6 hours again next year. It's just been incredible to watch. So thanks for coming out. Hopefully you'll be back again next year.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.